My dear, I thought you were different, but now I'm just left with disappointment and silence. I'm not angry, just deeply disappointed that you couldn't love me the way I needed. Your words once soothed me, but now they only echo with disappointment. My dear, how quickly love turns cold when disappointment fills the space where trust once lived. The hardest part wasn't the hurt, but the realization that I was disappointed by you. You had my heart, yet all I got in return was disappointment wrapped in empty promises. My dear, your silence speaks louder than the words you never said. I'm left disappointed, wondering why. I gave you my all, and all you gave me was disappointment in return. My dear, your love was supposed to heal me, but instead it left scars of disappointment. Disappointment lingers long after the love fades away. My dear, I can't keep fighting for us when you've already surrendered your love. You shattered the trust we built, and now all that remains is the disappointment I can't shake. My dear, you broke me, but the worst part was realizing it was your choice to do so. How could you, after all we shared? The disappointment runs deeper than any love we had. My dear, you promised forever, but forever ended in disappointment and regret. I loved you, and you turned that love into a lesson in disappointment. My dear, sometimes the deepest wounds aren't the ones you can see, but the ones caused by disappointment. You made me feel special, only to leave me with nothing but disappointment. My dear, every tear I shed for you was a testament to the disappointment you never saw. I can forgive, but the disappointment you left behind is something I cannot erase. My dear, love shouldn't hurt, but your actions turned it into a field of disappointment. Your betrayal wasn't just painful, it was a silent, lingering disappointment. My dear, I didn't expect perfection, just honesty. But instead, you gave me disappointment. You promised me the world, but all I got was disappointment in return. My dear, the worst part isn't that you hurt me, but that you didn't even care to try. Disappointment is the shadow that follows the brightest moments of false hope. My dear, you may never know the depths of the disappointment you left behind. The most painful part of love was realizing I was only worthy of your disappointment. My dear, the silence between us speaks louder than any of the words you ever said. You didn't just hurt me, you disappointed the version of me that believed in us. My dear, you didn't love me, you just let me down in ways I can never forget. Disappointment is a quiet storm. It doesn't rage, it just quietly drowns everything in its path. My dear, I thought you were my forever, but you turned out to be my greatest disappointment. You broke my heart, But even worse, you broke the trust I had in us. My dear, the love I gave you wasn't enough to heal the disappointment you gave me. I wasn't ready for this kind of pain, the one where disappointment slowly consumes you. My dear, I loved you deeply, but in return, I was left with nothing but this aching disappointment. You didn't just break my heart, you broke everything I thought we were. My dear, the real heartbreak is realizing you never cared enough to prevent the disappointment. It's not the love I miss, it's the trust you took away, leaving only disappointment. My dear, I can't keep holding on to someone who can't even hold my heart with care. Disappointment doesn't just leave, it haunts you quietly, making it hard to trust again. My dear, your love was supposed to be my safe place, but now it's where disappointment lives. You turned my world into a place of regret, and I'm left with nothing but disappointment. My dear, I would have rather you had been honest than leave me with the weight of disappointment. The worst betrayal is when someone you trust becomes the source of your greatest disappointment. My dear, you turned the warmth of our love into the coldest form of disappointment. I don't need your apologies. I need you to understand the depth of the disappointment you caused. My dear, you showed me who you were, and now I'm left picking up the pieces of disappointment. There's no healing from the wounds you've left, only an empty space filled with disappointment. My dear, I wanted you to be my safe haven, but you became the reason for my sorrow. Love wasn't supposed to hurt this way. Your disappointment broke something inside me. My dear, you told me you loved me, but your actions told a story of deep, lasting disappointment. I don't want your apologies. I want the love you promised me, but failed to give. My dear, you were supposed to be my peace, but instead, you became the storm of disappointment. I trusted you, and now all I can feel is this crushing disappointment. My dear, your absence was hard, but your betrayal turned that absence into a void of disappointment. You turned every beautiful memory into a reminder of how deeply you disappointed me. My dear, I loved you enough to stay, but you never cared enough to stay for me. The pain isn't just in losing you, it's in knowing I never deserved the disappointment you gave me. My dear, I thought we were forever, but you became a lesson in disappointment instead. You tore us apart, and now I'm left picking up the pieces of a broken heart full of disappointment. My dear, you became the storm I didn't prepare for, and now I'm left drenched in disappointment. The love we once shared now feels like an illusion, and I'm left with only disappointment. My dear, your betrayal isn't something I can forgive because you betrayed not just me, but my trust. You didn't break my heart, you broke my spirit, and now I carry the weight of disappointment. My dear, the hardest thing wasn't losing you. It was realizing I wasn't worth more than your disappointment. There's nothing worse than loving someone and realizing they don't even care enough to avoid disappointing you. My dear, I could have forgiven the hurt, but your consistent disappointment is something I cannot forget. You left me wondering what went wrong, but now I know it was the disappointment you created. My dear, you gave me the gift of lessons wrapped in the pain of disappointment. It's hard to heal when the person who could have helped is the one who caused the disappointment. My dear, I loved you enough to stay through the pain, but you never saw me beyond the disappointment. I will carry your disappointment like a scar, but I will also learn to live beyond it. My dear, your absence was the start of my healing, but your betrayal will always be a scar of disappointment. I would rather have lost you than live in the shadow of the disappointment you left behind. My dear, I expected love, but all you gave me was disappointment that I can't unfeel. There's no greater betrayal than watching someone you love disappoint you beyond repair. My dear, your absence doesn't hurt as much as your ability to leave me in disappointment. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. Your disappointment is the heaviest burden I'll ever carry. My dear, you took my love and turned it into regret. I gave you my heart, and you handed me disappointment. My dear, you took my trust and shattered it, leaving nothing but disappointment. I can't heal from the hurt, not when the wound is so deep with disappointment. My dear, it's not the silence that hurts. It's the weight of the disappointment that lingers. Love shouldn't be this hard, but your disappointment makes it feel impossible. My dear, my heart aches not because you left, but because you left me in a sea of disappointment. It's not the love I miss, it's the hope you once gave me before disappointment took its place. My dear, your actions left scars that no apology can heal, only time can erase. Your love was once my peace, but now it's just a source of endless disappointment. My dear, I thought you were my soulmate, but you became the architect of my disappointment. Love is painful, but nothing compares to the pain of being disappointed by the one you trust. My dear, every word you say feels empty, a shadow of the disappointment you left behind. I wanted you to be my home, but you became the storm of disappointment I never expected. My dear, it's not the end of us that hurts, it's the disappointment that came with it. You turned my love into a burden, and now I carry the weight of your disappointment. My dear, I thought I was enough, but you made me feel like I was never with anything but disappointment. The deepest pain comes from realizing you were never loved, just tolerated, leaving nothing but disappointment. My dear, you didn't just leave me, you left me with the echoes of your disappointment. My dear, the hardest part of loving you was realizing you never intended to stay, just to disappoint. The love we shared is now a memory, tainted by the disappointment you left behind. My dear, you walked away with my heart, but left behind the emptiness of disappointment. There's no greater sorrow than realizing that someone you love can hurt you so deeply with disappointment. My dear, you were my everything, but now you're just the reason for my heartbreak and disappointment. I thought I knew love until I realized it could leave me shattered, full of disappointment and regret. My dear, you taught me that the worst kind of pain isn't physical, it's the weight of disappointment. You left me with nothing but the bitter taste of disappointment in my soul. My dear, you turned my world upside down, and now all I feel is the coldness of disappointment. The emptiness I feel now is filled with all the broken promises and the disappointment you gave me. My dear, you promised me love, but instead you gave me a lesson in enduring disappointment.